Hi guys, my name is Dovi and you're welcome to Dovi's Corner. As you know, I opened this YouTube channel because I want to have honest conversations about my experiences. And so it might seem like she puts out a video when she wants. While that may be true, I put out a video when I have something to talk about, not just for the sake of it, make a video every week. I just think that's a bit too much, seeing as that's not my goal really. I want to be talking about something that means something to me, something that may mean something to someone, not just for the sake of making a video and rambling and looking pretty, of course. Okay, today I'll be talking about race. Yes, you heard me. I'll be talking about race. Quite frankly, I didn't think I'll be having a conversation about race. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not alien to me, conversations about race, but I just didn't think I'd have so much experience about it, enough to talk about it. So I was just randomly thinking about making this video and talking about race and my personal experiences about it. And then it occurred to me that when I was about to move to the UK, on one of the interviews from my school, I think they call them immigration compliance, I was asked, why the UK? And I said, well, because I'd like the exposure, because all my life has been in Nigeria, all my education has been in Nigeria, so I'd like the exposure of having to go to school in another country. And honestly, what I meant then was the glamour. And no disrespect to Nigeria, but there's I was going to say slight disparity, but it's not slight. There's a difference between going to school in Nigeria and going to school here in the UK. Now that I think about it, I'm sure there are schools with this UK standard in Nigeria, just not the type that I went to. So let's get that clear. So I did see exposure because it was just the glamour. I was focused on moving to the UK, having a better chance at life, at my future. But then when I was thinking about making this video, I realized exposure could be positive or negative, because I had never been in a place where I considered myself black. I know that's a bit confusing. I know I'm a black woman, but I'm saying I wasn't considered black in Nigeria, because in Nigeria there's just two descriptions: light-skinned and dark-skinned. But here there's black and white, which I've also discovered is racist to say that somebody's black or they're white. So like I said, I've never been in a place where I was considered black or where I considered myself black. I'm making this video because a lot of people who live here who are black, and a lot of people who intend to live here or move here who are black, need to know, because a lot of these experiences take an emotional toll, unfortunately, especially if you don't know yourself. There's a certain inferiority complex I find that most black people face when they move abroad, because also we've been sold this story that people of other races, white people, gosh, I don't know how I'm going to censor this off this video, yes, but they are white people. White people are capable of everything great, everything glamorous, discovering beautiful things that help the world, tech, while black people are just evil. We've been sold that idea. So it's important that you know certain fundamentals if you live here or if you plan to move here, because like I said, it will take an emotional toll, and you need to know in the core of your being who you are as a black person, your history as a black person, and then that inferiority doesn't creep in even though they want to make you feel inferior. Because I've experienced it too many times not to know, not to say that office politics isn't a thing in Nigeria, or yes, that's a different thing entirely. I did experience toxic work environment and all of that, but this is a different conversation. This one is about race. This one is about how you look or where you are perceived to come from. They'll ask you questions about your country just to know how to treat you. And I dare say, when you say you're Nigerian, oh my God. Anyway, I also found that I began to expect that, okay, if there's anyone who should be racist, it should be British people, Europeans. Yeah, I realized other immigrants are as well. Other nationalities that are just not black are racist as well. Immigrants like you, they've come to this country from other different countries, but just have that smirk when they say, oh, she's African. And it's quite a lot. Nobody talks about it. I mean, this is not to discourage anyone who wants to move to the UK by all means, because I'm even the biggest cheerleader of anyone that wants to leave Nigeria. Leave, run. But you have to know, like I said, some things in order to equip yourself, aside from physically, financially, emotionally as well, because when you move abroad, you essentially have no one, because you know your family is back home, so you have to be solid for yourself ever before you start making like friends, good friends that, you know, give you the sort of emotional support that you need or you want. So yeah, there are things that will happen to you and you just realize this is only happening because I'm black. And it's saddening. But if you think of yourself as amazing, it would not hurt as much. If you think about yourself as inferior, then you become small. You make yourself small. And you know what happens when you make yourself small? People walk all over you. And that is not something you want to experience, especially in your work environment, because, man. So, I'll try as much as possible to share some of my experiences without sharing them, really. I live in the northeast of England, and in the particular city where I live, black people have just started to come in here, live here recently, as I learned. Didn't used to be so. So it's still a bit of work. They're still trying to accept, is it accept or come to terms? Is a better expression, I think. Come to terms with the fact that black people are here. Nigerians mostly, where I live. So, and you know, because before I moved here as well, I've watched videos, I've read things on social media concerning racism, especially in the US. Not so much in any other part than the US. The US is where I've mostly read about and watched videos of how black people are treated there. So when I moved here and it wasn't happening in the same obvious way I read that it happens in the US, I thought, it's non-existent. But It does exist. It does exist in the UK, but it's the hush hush type of racism. The hush hush, the quiet, the underground, the behind the scenes, the disguise racism. So you can't really call it racism, but we know it is racism. But it's not loud enough for you to call it out. That kind of racism. And I'll tell you, that's the most hurtful one, because you're steady giving yourself pep talks in your head saying, oh, you'll be fine, you're a strong woman, you're a beautiful black woman, you're an intellectual, just things to make you, boost your confidence, and so you can walk tall in the midst of these people who constantly try to make you feel inferior and small. So I haven't got a list of tips for you, but I would say if you live here, be confident. If you want to move here, build your confidence, because they will try. They will try. There was this kid I watched on Instagram, and they'd be like, like in the Bible where they said the weapons against us will not prosper. And then you're living here and it's looking like, these weapons are prospering, though. So I'll just say, be confident, because there's a certain confidence, there's a certain knowledge of yourself that you'll have, and nobody can make you feel small. So I haven't got tips, because I would say none of us has been here before, none of us has done life before. It's my favorite thing to say. There's no guide. No matter how I read tips for you, number one, you have to do this, number two, there will be a certain uniqueness to your own journey, to your own experiences, and then my rules will not apply, or my pointers or my whatever will not apply, and then it's like you're stranded. So I'd always say to listen to other people's experience, sort of gain clarity, to be able to have some level of guidance, but the direction, the experience, the uniqueness of your journey is still yours. So you are the one who still carve out a way to deal with good times and with bad times. There goes my pep talk. But I would say racism is a thing in the UK, in England, where I live. It is. And you face it in the most minute, well, seemingly minute, but huge ways. It could be starting from your class in school. Your classmates might not think that your ideas are bright because you're black. It happened to me. They might not think that you know what you're doing because you're black. Constantly making demeaning remarks when you say something in class, or when you want to give an opinion about something that your tutor has said. It's a lot, because constantly, if that keeps happening to you and you don't know, or you don't have a way of dealing with it, you start to feel like a non-entity, and you maybe stop speaking. One thing I don't do is stop speaking. You can't make me not speak when I know what I'm saying. When I want to say what I want to say, you can't make me not speak. But it would happen to some people. That's why I've said to build confidence. So when you're talking, especially when you know what you're saying, you say it from the point that I know what I'm saying, from a knowledgeable point of view. And so even when somebody is making you feel small, you prove your point. There's loads actually, but I would just say that when you move here, you need other black people. Black people always feel like home. It doesn't matter the nationality really. I know some of them are crazy, but they always feel like home, and it's important to have home. surround yourself with what feels like home, because everything else feels foreign, especially if you're still new here. I think that's it really. I haven't got much else to say until there goes the video. I did have lots of people tell me before I moved here that, oh, abroad is boring, this is boring, so lonely. And I'd often say, well, I'm a loner, well, I'm always by myself anyway, what do you mean? Oh, please, you know. But it is true. And again, this is not to discourage anyone who wants to move. Like I said, I'm encouraging everybody. If you have the means, if you have the resources, by all means. Because as much as I've highlighted race and racism as something that, you know, you'll have to build, like, would I say coping mechanisms? Yeah, I guess I'll call it that. You have to build like coping mechanisms. I can't believe I'm saying coping mechanisms, but I guess that's what I can call it until I find a better word, I guess. As much as there's that, there's also positives to moving and living in the UK. So I'm not the person to ever discourage anyone from moving here or moving anywhere abroad, as a matter of fact. As long as you have a clear definition of the path you want to go through to move and live and be sustained there, then that's beautiful. I think you'd like it, because the gates of Nigeria are always open for whenever you're tired and you want to go back. So there. And also to my UK people that are overwhelmed, because like I said, this place will test you. Why is there sun rays in my video? This place will test you. This place will test you. This place will test you. This place will test your emotional strength, your mental strength. So for everyone who is here and constantly physically, mentally, and emotionally exhausted, I wish I could physically stretch and hold your hands and hug you, because we all need it. The peace that this warm hug brings from somebody who knows what you're going through. So I'll just say, be encouraged. Be encouraged. There's light at the end of this tunnel. Be encouraged. It will get better. It will get better. It will get better. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. If you haven't subscribed, what should I say to you? Tell me. No, suggest your punishment. If you haven't subscribed, tell me what to do. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button. Share my videos. If you love me, share my videos. If you don't love me, share it anyways. Share my videos, please. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Drop your comments about anything, and hopefully there'll be another video coming soon. Because soon never seems to end with me. Soon, I mean, there's no timeline to soon, right? So soon. And your girl has to go now. Bye. Thanks for watching my video. I love you. Bye.